Hi everyone, my name is Kevin Hines. I am a board member of the International Bipolar Foundation, and I'm here to tell you my story and how I live and stay well with a diagnosed brain disease, mental illness, bipolar disorder, type 1 with psychotic features, an actual very severe form of bipolar disorder, in fact. And I stay stable most days by utilizing a set of tools, a guidebook really that I developed for myself years ago with a doctor friend of mine, something that I've now taken across the globe and shared with thousands of people, called the Art of Wellness. I stay as stable as I possibly can by going to regular therapy, whether that be cognitive behavioral therapy, art therapy, or music therapy. I utilize all those tools to stabilize my brain health. One of the most important things that is often overlooked in someone's brain health that I use every single day to stabilize is my sleep pattern, my circadian rhythm. If your sleep pattern is not intact, if you're living with insomnia or near insomnia, if you're not getting the right amount of sleep, you're not allowing your brain cells to regenerate overnight and enhance your function. So every time I don't get enough sleep, I don't do well the next day, potentially the next few days. So it's very important that I regulate my sleep pattern. And this isn't coming to you from someone who doesn't understand what living with insomnia is like, because I have. And I had to fight really, really hard to break that cycle and to regenerate my sleep pattern. It's very important. It's actually one of the most crucial things you can do for your brain health. Let's talk for a minute about educating yourselves. Education about your particular diagnosis. 60 million people worldwide have bipolar disorder. It's a great deal of people around the globe who survive with that struggle just like you. And that's one of the things the International Bipolar Foundation is really great at, is educating people about how to battle their inner brain pain, how to fight against bipolar disorder and survive, not only survive, but thrive. It's really important, and it's really a great thing that they do. You're welcome to go to IBPF.org and check out all of their learning tools to help you stabilize. Very helpful stuff. So not just educating yourself, by the way, but educating the people around you that love you very much, your caregivers. Here's a good one: exercise. How many of you knew that 26 minutes of rigorous exercise leads to 12 hours of better brain health? So, with that logic, what does 26 minutes of rigorous exercise twice a day lead to? Potentially 24 hours of better somatic wellness, better mood stabilization. Who doesn't want that? My point here, if you're physically capable of exercising, here's an idea. Get out there and exercise. One of the things I utilize on a daily basis for at least 20 minutes a day, which is crucial to my well-being, is meditation. It doesn't mean that you're blocking out everything that's going on around you. It means that you're taking the time to sit with yourself and know that those things are all happening, but you are focused on what's inside. I utilize a tool, a breathing technique actually, 4-7-8. Inhaling through the nose for 4 seconds, holding breath for 7 seconds, releasing through pursed lips like if you're whistling for another 8 seconds. 4-7-8. This actually has the absolute power to lower blood sugar, lower heart rate, and lower your blood pressure over time. If you're doing this on a regular basis, and you're doing it 20 times a day, I do it for 20 minutes a day, it will help you hone in on the positive, release the negative, and come to a better state of mind as soon as you're finished. I don't just do it once a day. Every time I go out and present as a public health presenter, as a storyteller on struggles of brain diseases, mental illnesses, I go out and I share my story, but before I go up on stage, before I go in front of any crowd, I'm doing the 478 technique to make sure that I can get through that moment. Another thing that really has helped me over time, and listen, this doesn't work for everybody, we know that. Medication. All right, let's have the talk. I take medication every single day, twice a day, at the same time, every day within a 2-hour period, each one of those dosages. It helps me. It's helped me for years. It took me 8 years to find the right medication. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's something you're going to get tired of. It's something you're going to be angry about. It's something you're going to be frustrated with. But if your doctor believes that medication can help you, I suggest thinking about considering getting into it, utilizing it, and doing it right. What does that mean? Using it or taking it with 100% accuracy, without any illegal substances. Helping yourself stabilize through medication is just part of the program. It's not the end-all be-all. It's just a piece to the puzzle. Now, I don't know about you, but I refrain 100% from drugs and alcohol use. I have never taken recreational drugs beyond alcohol, but I'll tell you, I was a binge drinker, oftentimes until blackout on the weekends with my friends, sometimes while taking psychotropic medications. But I wasn't trying to get high. I was trying to numb the pain in my head because I was suffering so terribly. But you know what? Today, I don't use any alcohol. I haven't had a sip of alcohol since my 21st birthday. It was a terrible experience on that day, and I'll never go down that rabbit hole again. And drugs and alcohol, substance use disorder, affects every aspect of your mind, brain, and body. And it can destroy you, and it can tear down families. My biological parents, as I'm adopted, both died from substance use disorder. We have to eat healthily most days if we want to feed our brain nutritious foods to stabilize our body. People forget that you have to feed the brain just like you have to feed every other organ in the body. People forget that the brain is the single most powerful organ you wield. It's 88% automatic mode, and if you're not taking care of it every day, it might malfunction. And so eating healthily is one of the ways to stabilize your brain, to keep you in what a friend of mine calls sanity, not vanity. Coping mechanisms. Let's talk about working hard on coping mechanisms so we can heal. I'm a sketch artist. I've been a sketch artist since I was in kindergarten. And I realized that it's one of the things I go to when I'm having a rough day, mentally, physically, or emotionally. And so finding something for you that helps you cope on a daily basis is absolutely crucial. Coping mechanisms for you can be anything that you do in a positive light that helps you heal. Anything positive and productive you do that helps you get through the day, and every day, one day at a time. My last point here that I'm going to believe that every human being on the face of this planet should have a mental health emergency plan. Not all of us have a diagnosed brain disease or mental illness. By the way, I call it brain disease because an illness, in my opinion, is temporary. A brain disease is chronic. It tells you what organ it comes from or derives from, just like you would have liver, heart, lung, or kidney disease. So let's call it what it really is. It's a disease. It's something I live with every single day, battle every moment of every day, and I get through one moment at a time. And you can too, and I believe this plan, this art of wellness, this quick guide to hope and healing will help you get there. The plan, your mental health emergency plan, no matter if you have a diagnosed brain disease or not, is imperative. Think about it like this. If you had a heart disease, you've got a plan of attack if you have another event in your heart. If you had a liver or lung disease and you had attack, you have medicines to take and things to do and doctors to call in, you have a plan. Why don't we all have a plan for our brain? Think about it. If your brain, for the lack of a better term, malfunctions someday, if at some point in your life you develop a severe brain disease like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, you must know who to call, what the signs and symptoms are, and how to get there. And so in my plan, All of my personal protectors that I've opted into my plan, they have the ability to call every one of my doctors, whether that's my dentist, my primary care physician, or my psychiatrist. They have his number or her number on speed dial. They have their address and their email. They also have something very important. They have a release form signed by me asking them to be privy to my treatment. Usurping HIPAA laws, allowing people that love me the most, when I'm not self-aware, to get right behind me, prop me up, and say, Kevin, you got this, and I got your back. You know what? This is a community within the International Bipolar Foundation that very much cares about you and your well-being. And I would say this, you can get through this. You can beat this one day at a time. It's not going to be easy. You're going to have relapses. You're going to struggle. You're going to try to survive when all you can feel is the belief that you have to die by suicide. That occurs. I have chronic suicidal thoughts. It's more common than you think. It doesn't mean your thoughts have to be your actions. Just because you think something doesn't mean it has to be done. We all think ridiculous things sometimes. If we acted on all of our ridiculous thoughts, we'd pretty much be in trouble all the time. So have a plan. Put that plan together. Unite people that love you to get your back, and move forward one day at a time. I live mentally well every day I can. This has been The Art of Wellness, brought to you by the International Bipolar Foundation. We care about you, and you better believe we got your back.